Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know.
Olá Bom Dia ALEGRIA, Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, the live stream, the podcast. And I would like to say, the Portuguese citizenship test question, those 100 questions that help you with your understanding of Portuguese culture that may get you through to winning your Portuguese citizenship. But it's over. We did question 100 yesterday. Maybe we'll return to that and just make sure we got the right answers, because it was quite a mixed bag of responses actually across the answer to what is Portugal's flatbread. I think we had a good distribution of answers on that. So maybe just one last time we'll go back to the Portuguese citizenship test questions. However, the citizenship test is dead. Long live Portugal Essentials. There you go. That's the new feature for you, building day by day the important need to know nitty gritty information, why you need it and the best way to get hold of it, and how important it is to keep it close at hand. And maybe we'll talk about filing systems and how you've got to get really good at admin when you come to Portugal. How are you doing this morning? Lovely to see you. Just a last little sip of tea there. You saw me hastily drinking the last little bit. This beautiful cup, I think it's Scandinavian or German design, made in Portugal. Love this series. And I'm at the sweet spot where if I don't drink this tea now, it's going to go too cold. And my last memory of this particular cup of tea won't be good. So join me now, if you will. If you're down to the last sip of your tea, if you're just waking up, actually, and you're Portuguese, you're a bit early. Have a look at this while I'm... Oh, no, that's the most common holiday destination. I've got the average times people get up somewhere. There you go. Have a look at that while I sip on my last bit of tea here. And give yourself a round of applause. Oh, where are you? There you go. Yum. Right. So, yes, keep your noise down, keep your voices down, because Portuguese people aren't up yet. Not surprising, really. When they're eating at 11 last night and still working at 10 yesterday evening. Although loads of Portuguese people will be in cafes now, which gives us the average of 8:22. That's what time Portuguese people get up. I don't know if there's a correlation between being furthest west in Europe and what time people get up. Could there be? Is that when the sun reaches them? I don't know. The neighbors in Spain getting up at 8:05, and the Irish 10 to 8, 7:30. There's a possible correlation there, isn't there, between the further west you go, the later you stay in bed. What do you make of that? Interesting. I think so anyway. So 8:22. Keep the noise down for your Portuguese neighbours. Average time of waking up here in Portugal, 8:22 in the morning. Some nice, marvelous memery to return to. There's quite a lot of those this morning. For some reason, a little crop of those. How are you today? Nice to see you, Mike, Matty, Gemini, Hugh. Where's T-Duck this morning? Good to see you all. Oh, bon dia from the tap. Take another plane lounge at Lisbon Airport. Only kidding. No line for departing passport control. Oh, thanks for that update there on passport control at Lisbon Airport. A long line for arrivals passport control. Yeah, they had at this time of the morning as well. They had several positions open, and the line was moving quickly. That's good. Big improvement from the horror stories I've been hearing about. You and me both, Mike, on that. Thank you very much, Hugh. I don't think you're referring to me, are you? God, really? I mean, it's just so boring, isn't it? Him droning on about all his achievements. Anyway, who am I talking about? Man of the moment. I must say. Oh, good morning, Tito. Okay. I have a premium account and never see ads, but I also no longer see the opening. Who doesn't like to see the opening first thing in the morning? Tina, is it seeing my intro as an advert and killing it off? That's interesting. The stream starts in the middle of Carl talking. This has been happening for a while. That's interesting. Is that what happens on premium? No one should need glasses in Portugal. It costs you €500 at least per pair. Wow. Yeah, I've definitely been watching Donny TV. I say to Mrs. M, I need to catch up. And the way the timing works, obviously with American news, it's just as you're kind of settling down towards the end of the afternoon, Donny's up and, like the Terminator, just with one more boast about something or other he's done. And then seeing the world's media responding to it, it's a soap opera. It is a soap opera. It's hilarious in some ways. It's all of life is there. It's quite extraordinary. Morning, Matty, as well. Bom dia alegria a todos. E feliz quinta-feira, domingo quinta. How you doing, Matty? Good to see you. Mild. T-Duck was here all the time. Bom dia alegria, Gumpers. But only hearing the transmission after Premium have stepped in and saved him from the worst excesses of commercialism. Quite right. I think not Facebook. There's never going to be a Facebook Premium, is there, with no ads? No, you are the product. YouTube Premium, that's what I'm trying to say. YouTube Premium is a great service. It's a really, really good product, I would say. If you haven't tried it, I think you can trial it free. And to watch YouTube without playing with the ads and turning away to spite the advertisers, all that sort of nonsense. You just get rid of all the ads by going premium. It's really good. I think you recommended that to me, T-Duck. And one of our accounts in the house is premium for sure. Okay, so you did $500 euros. My bifocals cost less than. What's your hack still though? €250. Point I'm making. And there are two things certainly that are very expensive in this country. Spectacles. Nurse, I said remove his spectacles. Spectacles are expensive, aren't they, compared to some other countries? Oh, is he over there? Rebel News. Is he in Davos? Yes, he gets himself into a few punch-ups at Davos, doesn't he? Is it RV, the guy there? Yeah, still expensive, I would say. I don't know how well that compares to United States. And cars. And of course, this morning, whether you like cars or not and motoring, I find it's always great chatting with, terrible typo in the show. I've got to change that while we're live on air. Sorry about that. More haste, less speed. Portugal. I've glottal stopped Portugal there. I've got to change that at least for YouTube. So doing that right away now. Yeah, so that's corrected for the record on YouTube. I'm going to get a blooming reputation like flipping the Grawny ad in UK. Although I think they've sorted that out now. Morning to you, Mel, as well. Yeah, Colin will be here. Oh, and you're seeing him in the flesh. Oh, my goodness. Are you off on a nudist skiing holiday? Bon dia todos. I don't think those two communities go especially well together, do they? Nudism and skiing. That could end very badly for one thing. And a little bit chilly. You might not be shown off at your best, as it were. Bon dia todos, feliz quinta. We'll be seeing Rugby Colin in the flesh on Saturday. Do you call him that in real life? Looking forward to a few days testing my knees on the snowy slopes. He says you're going to be dialing in as well. It'd be lovely to see you both together on the screen having a giggle on the slopes. How about that? And Colin will be here this morning. And I did ask him very gently if he's happy to talk about what it's like to build your own home here in Portugal. His response was, it wasn't, yeah, would love to. It was like, can do. He has been through the mill, the grinder of building your own. Actually, no, but I shouldn't say grinder. It means many other different things, doesn't it? In the news at the moment, he's been through it. When it's come to building his own home here in Portugal, it'll be a great idea. It'll be lovely, they said, and we'll find out what the reality is from him, as well as looking at some fabulous new vehicles. I'm not that bothered about motoring. If you see my car, you'll know that 25-year-old Skoda truck wagon. It's not really a truck or a wagon. It's just been made so by family use. But occasionally I do like to look at what's new in the vehicle world. And at some point I will have a fabulous car. Just at this moment in my life, inherited a car that was only supposed to go through one more test here, and I think it's gone through 4 or 5 subsequently. Seems a shame to waste it. I am very ecological. I'm almost net zero with my car, the way how it looks, how it operates, and how long it's blooming lasting. What a fabulous vehicle! So yeah, a lot of fun to be had with Colin later, and some things of beauty, battery technology, I think, and some really nice looking new cars. We're planning a trip to Beniccar as well, with the legend who is Miguel Franco, the High Flow CEO, who moves among us, who speeds among us on the go-kart track as well. So we're going to organise a little bit of a day out to Beniccar. You might want to join us for that. And we'll be going to their museum. It's more than a car showroom, so much more than a car showroom. You remember we broadcast from there one morning. Blimey, it's been a long time since I've got up early and gone and done an early morning broadcast, but that was one of them. Hey, T-Duck, isn't it amazing? We haven't done an outside broadcast for a while. They will be back. I think the time has come. 6 years of the Good Morning Portugal show. It's been a while. They seem like halcyon days when we were broadcasting from outside of Palmeira in the sun. Let's do it again this year, or some other interesting locations with off-grid technology. Spoke to the Starlink importers for Portugal yesterday, actually, to try and get them on the show. I was interviewed. That's what it felt like. I was interviewed by 3 people, the COO and a couple of members of staff from the team. importers of Starlink, because I just want to tell them about. I want to tell you about. I wanted to tell them about how we have a community here who might be interested in Starlink. People coming to Portugal. I think the ideal use case possibly is somebody coming to Portugal who doesn't want to get tied up in a Vodafone or Mayo or Nowo or whatever contract for 2 years, and just gets a Starlink. And then when they move, if they move in their first couple of years, they take it with them. And I think they were okay about that. But when I first got on the call and there were 3 of them, I was like, wow, this is like a job interview. Do you want to know what I'll be doing in 5 years' time? And that didn't go down very well. So maybe or maybe not, we'll be able to chat with the team from the company. I was hoping to get their CEO on. It's not a business presentation. It's just come and meet the Gumpers. It'll be good fun. It'll be informal. So we'll see about that. The choppy seas you can see behind me. Mrs. M asked for a photo of our bay yesterday. That was as good as it got yesterday. It peed down and howled across the bay. And look how much the water is churned up. But still, a majestic picture with Nunu's catamaran just behind me, stage left or screen left. Right, we've got a few more memes to show you. And of course, episode 1, if you like, issue number 1 or number 1 of the Portugal Essentials. You've all got this, but you might have something to add to it by way of a little bit of hive mind activity. Morning to you, Nigel. Nice to see you here. A Citroen 2CV and a quad bike. Why? All parts are available, cheap to run, fun to drive, simple to maintain, 0 depreciation. Quad bike, go anywhere, cheap to run in the park, anywhere, local runner. So you've got a quad bike here in Portugal, have you? You're one of those guys. We can hear you long before you arrive with your revving up your quad bike and a Citroen 2CV. What name have you? I think it's obligatory to give you a Citroen 2CV a name, is it not? Look at that beautiful red 2CV. Me and my mate Hanley, when we were, I don't know, in our early 20s, he had a 2CV, a nice blue one with those flip up windows, and we drove from London to the south of France in a vehicle like that. It's great fun. Happy times, bed bugs in a cheap hotel in not even a hotel, like a kind of pension or whatever in in France, midway through France. Big fans of Starlink. That's a good recommendation. Starlink is brilliant. We've known that, Pete, as well, that you're a big fan. So we'll get some more information on that, so you can make a choice from the widest possible range of providers of the internet. Right, let's do that then. Let's go to. I'd love a fanfare for this, maybe a jingle, and just trying to looking at Pete's comments whilst I'm actually hastily moving on, having looked at Pete's comments. Let's go to the Portugal Club then, and we will go to number 1 then of the Portugal Essentials. Where are you, classroom? I've got all sorts of things on here. Oh yeah, amounts of coffee drunk. The average. Who drinks the most coffee in Europe? I'll answer that question. You'd think it might be Portugal, but they actually don't rate that highly. It's a frightening amount of coffee for the top coffee drinkers. We're going to the donut platform. We're looking at the Citroen concept car. We're looking at the all-new BMW iX3 and the Peugeot 208 GTI and the Twingo, the Renault Twingo. I'm not sure about that name. So I'm not going to tell you what I think it sounds like. Portugal Essentials then, that's new in the classroom over at the Portugal Club. Thank you for that, Pete. Starlink is still slower and more expensive than fiber if available. Okay, interesting. I'm sure Pete will have a comeback for that. Gigabit fiber is brilliant, but I've considered getting Starlink as backup. That's a wise plan. It is definitely a wise plan, isn't it? Maybe we can get a 2 for 1. Let's see if we can do a deal with the importers, T-Duck, next time I speak to them. Portugal Essentials then, it's sparsely populated. That would be because it's number 1. It's number 1 today. And look, you can see by the magic of TV, my Carl's eyes only. I think if you're not looking at my version of school, you won't be seeing that. All you'll see is number 1, the NIF. So big drum roll. Big drum roll. I've only got 3 jingles, and that's one of them. It's better than right, the quiz show jingles. Correct. Right. Let's give it a round of applause, though. There you go. So Portugal Essentials. We're in number 1, the NIF. It had to be, did it not? The things you definitely need if you're coming to Portugal. and things you're, as we move deeper into this list, things you're minded or advised to have, and how to get them and how to lay your hands on them and why they're important. That's the gist of Portugal Essentials. I guess the clue is in the word essentials, is it not? Who's that holding up Portugal Essentials #1, the NIF number? A Grok creation. I heard on the news this morning, there is concern that you can find out how to make chemical weapons on Grok. Was that journalist's first day on the internet, for goodness sake? It's not that that's a good thing. I'm not, for the record, I'm not saying it's good that you can get chemical weapon recipes on from Grok, but I mean, it's nothing. There's nothing new in that. Did you hear the other sounds though? Are you hearing those? Maybe it's that for you, Tina. We got some work to do on. Remember, I was going to get a jingle board when what's her name? Gumpy gets here, the AI assistant that we're currently testing, and you can take part in that. If you want to contribute some of the characteristics of Gumpy, go over to the Portugal Club where I've made that plea. And oh yes, I was going to show you the latest rendering of Gumpy as well. I wonder if I've got that anywhere. Yes, I do. The detail on this is fantastic, actually. So here she is. That's Gumpy. That's an avatar representation. A bit too young, I think. Although some nice details there. In my mind, she's in her mid-30s. That looks far too young, doesn't it? But once Grok has rendered something in this sort of anime style, nobody grows older than about 25 in the anime world, do they? An espresso cup, a kind of filigree details on the scarf, very nice. A Lisbon background, and I think maybe obviously with anime, you're going to get Asian-looking eyes, aren't you, as well? But there she is so far. There's Gumpy. And what on earth, Carl, are you thinking? Why does it have to be an attractive young woman? Well, there's no way I was going to have a bloke, was there? Well, actually, I think I will. I did think this morning for the ladies and others who like men. Joao here, I think we're going to have Joao occasionally as well, who is Gumpy's friend, cousin, his primo, who will be coming up. So there you go. If handsome hunky men is your thing of a Portuguese sort of persuasion or ancestry, there's Joao. We'll hear more from Joao as well after Gumpy's made herself at home and is helping us here. And this is the sort of thing. So #1 then of the Portugal Essentials, the NIF. What is it? The NIF, Número de Identificação Fiscal, is your unique 9-digit Portuguese tax identification number issued by the Autoridade Tributária de Finanças, basically, the AT. They've got a couple of names, haven't they? Well, do you know what? Finanças have got more names than that, but the one's acceptable for broadcast, Finanças and Autoridade Tributária. It's also called the Número de Contribuinte, which is where you'll have first probably encountered it in the supermarket, when the only word you can make out in the supermarket whilst you're paying for your stuff is contribuent. That's how it sounds when you're first here anyway, and serves as your key personal ID for fiscal matters. And also the word fiscal is something you'll hear more of. I mean, don't we just call it money elsewhere? But fiscal matters, I guess it's if you make something complicated and scary, that's the sort of tone that the finances want you to take on board. Similar to a social security number in other countries, but it's not the social security number here. Why it's important? It's essential for nearly everything in Portugal. Opening a bank account, using a public toilet, I made that one up, signing a rental contract, buying property, paying utilities, working legally, filling taxes, or handling any official financial/legal activity. Without it, most daily life and residency processes grind to a halt. It's truly the gateway essential. It is, isn't it? And that person looks very happy to be helping us with that. I'll tell you the best way to get it handled. And there are other ways, of course, but interested in your comments on how you memorized your NIF. If you did, do you carry a little piece of paper around with it? Did you write it on the back of your mobile phone? Tell us more about your experience of the NIF as seasoned gumpers here in Portugal, most of you. The best way to get this handled, and if you're in Portugal, you can go to the Finanças office, take a ticket, or book an appointment sometimes, or the Loja de Cidadão, I hear, is also able to give you your NIF number. Call or online via ePortugal. I went to the very first time we were at Alcobaça Finanças, and it was an easy process. Went in, got a ticket, showed the passport, proof of address. Oh, I think, yeah, we gave our UK address, and EU citizens often get it free or instantly. Non-EU may pay around 10 to 15 euros. I think most people are paying for those, aren't they? Remotely, pre-arrival, use a reliable online service around 100 to 150 euros, depending on the amount of service you get, and whether or not the person you appoint to do it for you becomes your financial representative, which can be. It's important to make sure you can get access. If they open it up for you and get the password, make sure you can get the password yourself thereafter, and know who is being your fiscal representative, and to make sure they're responsible, reliable, and reputable. So there you go. You get your fiscal representation there if you're non-EU, which is required for compliance and for tax notices that will be sent to you, no doubt, from finances. Takes days to weeks. Activate electronic notifications on the Portal das Finanças. And that's a part of Portuguese life you might want to get used to, is popping into the portal, which is like a Harry Potter world of finances. You need a degree to really fully understand it. And I don't think even the most highly trained bookkeepers and accountancy experts fully understand it. It's a monster labyrinth of a thing, but for certain things, it's good to pop in and be able to do for yourself. So that's the Portal das Finanças. And nail this first, final word on this, nail this first, and life in Portugal will flow much more easily. In our listing there, a throwback to January 24, when Pam from our community was talking about how we'd spoken about the NIF before. People might not know that there is a card you can print from the eFatura website when you log in as your NIF barcode. So you can get it barcoded as well. How about that? Thanks, Pam. And Antonio F was all over that as well, with a little bit of help too. So there you go. Number one of the Portugal Essentials, the NIF number, everybody. I think we've got a lot of memes and cars and all sorts of wonderful things to share with you this morning. We'll come back to any comments you might have on the NIF. But let's not keep Colin waiting. We're either going to have some applause now or a really big empty silence here. So I think I can hear applause, like the voice is in my head, and here he is. Rugby Colin, looking very relaxed this morning. Olá Bom Dia.
Good morning.
Good morning. Are you resplendent in your new home?
I am.
How is it?
I'm on the Sage launch.
Oh, I think there's a cream for that if it gets any worse. You're on your chaise longue this morning. Are you being fed peeled grapes and stuff like that? Have you got a staff?
No, just Janetta by my side.
You are the staff, aren't you, of that establishment? Before we start talking about motors, Colin, as you're here to do, actually, I should be playing the intro, shouldn't I? Let's see how loud this comes out. We'll be right back. I forgot all about it. It's been so long. I forgot about this. Let's generate some excitement. Let's hype everybody up a bit, shall we? Right, I was told you're much louder than me, so I've turned myself up a bit. How exciting. Intro level is good. Thank you for the real-time production insight here. Yeah, good to see you talking about motors. But first of all, Colin, you have built your own home, and it's been quite the process.
Yes, but first of all, you mentioned about that. I heard premium members mentioning that they weren't getting the first part of your show. I'm not a premium I'm not a premium member, but you were already talking when it came on, and I had it waiting 5 minutes before. So there's something wrong somewhere. Yeah,
nothing to do with premium. Nothing to do with premium.
Okay. No, nothing to do with premium.
All right, thank you for that feedback. Thank you for that. So for some people, I guess maybe you need to refresh. And who wants to be sat on their computer constantly refreshing for the start of their favorite show?
Well, exactly. Anyway, who wants to be refreshed first thing in the morning?
Some of us do. Now, okay. So you're taking it nice and easy in your new home. We won't dwell on this too long because we've got cars and the wonderful world of motoring to consider here, Colin. But how has it been? How would you describe it in the first flourish of new home ownership that you had designed and has been built for you? in a beautiful location, I have to say. How has that process been? Would you do it again?
No, no. This is only the second time I've had a new house. The first one was my very first house when I was 28 or something like that.
Wow.
And you realize that when you buy a house that's already being lived in, you know, when you wash your hands and use the towel, there's somewhere to hang it. Simple little things, you know, and now I'm sort of going around the house, sort of doing little jobs.
Snagging.
Yeah. So I didn't expect at my age to be having to do this, because the whole idea was we found a builder that would just hand us the keys. But we also found a builder that was full of his own ego and wanted to change everything from the plans that we had, and in a bad way, not in a good way.
It's like a metaphor for politics. Wow. Okay. Yep. So you wouldn't do it again? If I ask you in a year's time, when you're in loving your... No, never, ever. Right.
No. I mean, when you're actually involved in most of the finishing, which is what we were, you know everything. You know the problems. You know what's not right and everything. And you sit in the room and you think, oh, you know, that's wrong. But we made a good job of it. So it's not good. But who was Hugh asking me how was the skiing? Well, it will be good. It's next week.
He delayed his holiday so he could be
going on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's here. Well, I'm sorry to hear that it's been such an arduous process. But I'm looking forward to coming around for dinner and just enjoying it.
Exactly. You know, one of the problems is finding a builder, because Portugal, although the rest of the world seems to be in a recession, Portugal buries its head and never understands that the recession is on. So the builders are very, very, very busy here.
Yeah.
And trying to find a builder is almost impossible, never mind a good one.
Yes.
So that's difficult for anybody who's thinking of building.
Yeah, maybe we should move on. It sounds like there's a kind of, you know, almost PTSD levels of memory here.
Yeah, let's go on to something I really enjoy, cars.
Yes. Okay. Apparently, chemical weapons that Grok can tell you about include beans and sauerkraut. I don't think that's what they were referring to. A good builder,
you know,
you should wait a while for. That's probably a Portuguese saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is I'm trying to find some travel insurance for next week.
Yeah.
And I got this company called Expat Insurance, and they said, "Oh, we'll give you a quote, but you know, you have to put in your details, and then they come back to you with a quote." Well, I got an email yesterday saying, "Sorry to hear about your depression living in Greece, but unfortunately, we can't cover anybody who's had depression for years. So I'm sorry to tell you, we can't insure you."
No, I'm not laughing at being depressed, all right? But I am laughing at what sounds like an AI balls up there.
A, I was going to Italy. B, I live in Portugal.
You're right. And you are depressed, but not enough to stop you going on a skiing holiday. Okay. My God. So did you reply?
Yeah, unbelievable. Of course not, no.
Why aren't you asking?
I waited 3 days.
To get that response?
Could do.
You waited 3 days to be told you've got depression in Greece?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my word. Okay. They told us, didn't they? 2026, the space age, we'll have AI, we'll have robots dealing with everything. And that's what we've got so far. Okay, brilliant. Oh, Mel, so feels your pain when you watch the build and you see what is behind the walls. It is a bit terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. Or what's not there.
What? Yeah, come on. What's wrong with a few Sagres bottles? It's very ecological to bury all your old beer bottles inside the cavity, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
nobody wants a beer bottle in the cavity.
I'd have been happy if there was some insulation, but all I found was a Sagres bottle and a bottle of Coke.
I think I took a picture of that when I was around at your house.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
Yes. He wants to name and shame. No, not here. Reach out to him afterwards. Pete's got this is a wonderful Pete and Matty combination. A good builder you should wait a while for. Matty's brilliant responses. But why would you want to find a bad builder? As Pete says, if you find one, he's available next week. Keep searching. Relies on. I love the way your mind works, Matty. And my electrics are run with the water behind. Nothing wrong with that. Electrics have got little wrappers on them these days. They're covered in plastic. Not a problem, Mel. You're panicking too much. What could possibly go wrong? It shorts out and ignites the last bit of beer in the beer bottle in the cavity wall or something like that. Right. Okay. Right. I'm sorry to laugh at all this misfortune, but you've got to see the funny side, haven't you, Colin?
Well, yes, you have.
He says
reluctantly. You have.
Should we distract ourselves with some beautiful cars?
Yes, let's do so.
Okay. Where would you like to go first? Because you have sent me some beautiful pictures.
I'd like to start with there's been the Consumer Electrical Show in America.
Yeah.
And one of the highlights of that, which was unexpected, was a company from Estonia and Finland who are called Donut.
Right. It's a good start.
And they have produced an in-wheel motor. So you have this motor, and they've also said they are the world's first all solid state battery producer. Okay. Now, there's some people who know the business inside out who say their claims are totally impossible to be what they are. So we have to wait and see. But many people have said, how can a company that has got 10 engineers working for it come up with a world-beating first solid-state battery that's already being produced when the biggest manufacturers of batteries still say they're 5 to 10 years away from making it a stable, producible product?
Well, it's a good question. It's a good question. Pete is not having it, basically.
I think there is some possibility of it being a scam, but their motors are in a motorbike called the Verge, and the Verge has also got this solid state battery. Now I think they were selling like 60 a year of these motorbikes, and all of a sudden they've got 600 orders in the first day of that show for this motorbike, because everybody wants to buy it to find out if this battery is, and dismantle the bike and check the motor and check what chemistry is in the batteries.
Yes, it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
So if it is a scam, they've done a very good job.
Yeah, we'll never see them again. Okay.
No.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it? It looks like something from
a
science fiction movie.
And this in-wheel motor is fantastic. I mean, it gives 400 up to 750 brake horsepower, but they're saying 450 in this, and you can put a wheel motor in each wheel. So imagine that, you're like 2,800 horsepower.
Oh, I see. And it would all add up with it. You could have 4 lots of those wheels giving you all that power.
And
it's a beautiful looking thing.
Yeah. And the other thing about the motor is that you don't have drive shafts. So drive shafts are what send the power from the engine to the wheels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're turning a turning circle, you're limited by the amount of turning circle because of the drive shafts.
Ooh,
You
all
can't
this talk
go.
of drive shafts. All this talk
Yeah,
of drive
yeah,
shafts is giving us a perfect opportunity for a smutty one-liner. But Matty and Peter and Matty are not impressed. That is a scam.
well,
Donut are just selling a transformer. Yeah, scam, says Matty. Pay to
yeah,
reserve. Any legal action against the product, please send directly to Pete or Matty. There is a
yeah.
Swiss company that build the Verge motor. The Verge is actually viable. So these are different things. The Verge and
The Verge is the motorbike. The Verge is the motorbike, which is co-owned by the owners of
the
Donut.
donut. Now, I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about, actually. All of this has gone over my head. But what, are we talking about? A new motor, a new
Well,
battery,
no,
or the future?
basically, this company have got this in-wheel motor
Yeah,
that they've been producing, and
yeah,
now they've gone to this wonderful, if it's true,
yeah.
solid-state battery that will charge in 5 minutes, will last for 100 years, and in hot weather or cold weather will still give 99% of its performance.
Okay, sounds good.
Now,
Sounds impressive. What do you think then? What's
yeah,
the your
well,
view on it?
400 watts is a lot
Yeah.
because the best battery producers in the world are selling really 200 watts,
Okay.
and they're much heavier
All right.
than
We
solid
might
state.
we
So
might have a big step change when it comes to
if
battery.
we do, this is revolutionary. I mean, it
All
really
right,
is, because you
revolutionary.
imagine a mobile phone or an electric plane.
Yeah.
These are very possible with a light battery that can do phenomenal mileage. So
All right.
we'll wait and see. But it's all very well us saying it's a scam until people like, there's a company called Sandy
Oh,
Munro.
yeah.
Who I seem to have gone.
No, you're back now. We can see you. So carry on. Showbiz. Oh no, you have gone. I think, Colin, you've hit the mute button. Here we are talking about the cutting edge of technology, and we can see you. You can't see us, and your sound has gone, which is sad. I'm not, but it gives me no pleasure. But the price for the Verge is also above 30,000, quite a lot for a motorcycle. Are you there, Colin? Can you hear us now? He's gone. He's gone. He's Believe me, he is trying to find his way back in. The cat probably pushed the tablet over, and it's kind of reassuring to know, isn't it, that however technologically advanced we become, we are still frail and 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 spontaneous human beings, where anything is possible, thanks to the limits of our human our design. I mean, I don't mean this in any bad way. And talking of which, it was a fantastic Fill My Cup this morning from Phil, and from fillmycup.com, PHIL, and it's the attitude of gratitude today. It was really good, and I commend him to you, as you know, if not least just to hear him. There he is.
Good morning. It's time to stop my yawning. It's a brand new Thursday morning.
Thursday
It's
morning, time to fill my cup. Yeah, perfect. A really good one this morning, and I think a wonderful hybrid of all that's possible and where we are at the moment, which seems to be a frozen Colin on the screen. So I'll just take him off there for a moment and show you a few more memes until if he ever rejoins us. But what an incredible, more poetry, more life poetry, talking about the most futuristic and progressive of things, and then losing my guest through a simple slip of the tablet. Bear with a minute. I do a lot of chuckling on the show, which makes me cough, I have to say. I don't know if that's a medical condition, the chuckle-related cough. Until he joins us again, Rugby Colin, getting ready for a bit of skiing with the coach, and I hope they will join us on the screen live from the slopes. Let's have a look at a few more memes. Yeah, I was going to do a Schengen decipherer. What's the difference then between the EU and the Schengen? You'll see here, Europe is made up of EU Schengen countries, and there are notably some non-EU Schengen countries. Non-Schengen countries include Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, and Switzerland. Did you know that? And there are non-Schengen EU countries. I'm going to be testing you after on this: Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Ireland, United Kingdom, and Romania. I think we know that about the UK. And then the list, of course, which includes Portugal, the Schengen area, all in green on your screen. Now, that'll make a nice little clip explaining, which, I mean, this changes, doesn't it, every couple of years or so as runners and riders move into the EU. That might have changed, actually, since it was first made, that particular meme there. But interesting to note that Europe, the continent, is very different from the EU, which is a political, social organization, you might say, a geopolitical organization, and the Schengen Agreement as well, which is the third circle of that simple Venn diagram, which I'm sure has many other permutations as well. Was this Matty's snake? Oh, yeah. There's Matty's snake, everybody. We showed you what time people wake up on average in Europe. If you weren't here, it's 8:22. So Portuguese neighbors should be up by now. That is João, who will be my male AI assistant. I had you in mind, Mel, with this. You know, why is it that these old gnarly sort of breakfast show type blokes often have a young, glamorous assistant? Mine's going to be an anime. I don't think we can get an anime picture of anyone over 25 with that, so we're still working on that. But João will pop up from. He's a good-looking fella. I don't want to be sharing the screen with him, for obvious reasons. Most common holiday destinations for Europeans. Then, isn't this amazing? So many people go to Spain for their holidays. That's the most common place to go for many Europeans. And in France, the French stay at home, and the Portuguese stay at home, and the Spanish stay at home here. Isn't that interesting? But yeah, top holiday destinations, most common holiday destinations for the European countries, as you can see there. A different view of Europe, of course, there, including the UK, Spain, Croatia, Turkey, France, Greece, Italy, and Portugal, the top holiday destinations there. This I thought was interesting as well. Greenland. What are the populations? Talk about any country. I think Colin's rejoining us behind the scenes now. Talk about any country in the world, and there will be Portuguese people there. There are 13 people, I think, from Portugal, of the Portuguese diaspora living in Greenland. So 13 Portuguese. Wouldn't it be cool to get one of them on the phone to get their view of what's going on? And talking about views of what's going on in the world, we haven't heard much from the Portuguese ambassador from the United States. The American ambassador to Portugal, John Arrigo, as he would be called in Portugal. You would hope, wouldn't you? He's the guy on the left, but he's actually the guy on the right. And he's been very quiet. We haven't heard from him. Wouldn't it be a coup to get him on the show one day, John Arrigo there? Colin is back now. Let's get him onto the screen. We seem to have you there. Did the cat push over the tablet? Oh, no, maybe we don't have him. No, Colin,
no, the tablet just... No, the tablet just decided to fall over, and then I wasn't there anymore.
Oh,
so I had to restart it, and it took forever.
Sounds like the start of a murder mystery novel.
Yeah, just to finish off on that point of the solid state battery, there is a company in America called Sandy Munro Associates, and what they do is they actually take products and they dismantle them, and they do a full report on them, like the Model 3 and things like that. They were doing lots of Teslas, and they reported back to Tesla that instead of making it out of this many parts, you can make this section into one part. Oh, yeah. So they did straight away, and saved a lot of money. You know, so they will buy this motorbike, strip it down, and check the chemistry of this battery. So we'll only know if it's a scam once people like that have done their due diligence.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to cars then now. Thank you for that.
Yep.
I think I understand what's going on now. Do you want to look at the new Citroen, BMW, Peugeot, or Renault? A lot of French cars in your mix this morning.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the Citroen because that's
Citroen.
another game changer.
Is it? Why is that then?
Because, well, Citroen, if you're my age, you
my
go
God.
back to the Citroen ID and DS, which in the 60s was like something from space. It was so beautiful, and hydraulic suspension, and the air, all this technology that they brought out in the 60s in such a beautiful looking car. Even when they put the boot up, it had such a design that you could still see through the rear window.
Oh my God, yeah.
It had a one spoke steering wheel. There were all these different things that you just compared with we weren't far away in the early 60s. We weren't far away from the war, and people were designing cars like, bricks.
Yes.
And to have this sleek looking futuristic car was wonderful. And that's what Citroen became known for. Yeah. And over the last few decades, it's lost that. And I think this concept called the ELO, which is nothing to do with the group,
the pop combo.
Yeah, it's got many new innovations again. So that's the thing that I thought was good. It has one seat for the driver in the middle of the car, so you don't have to do a left-hand drive, right-hand drive.
Good idea, yeah.
It's got the two seats by the side of it, sat back a bit like the McLaren F1. And then it's a 7-seater, and the back section of the car lifts up so that you can have fresh air in the back seats. And it's very luxurious. The front seat can swivel round so that when you're parked up, you can do that. And they've done this.
This is perfect for my family. I could turn around and do an announcement.
Exactly. Well, what's called the MPV, which is the multi-purpose vehicle, has disappeared since we've got these SUVs.
Yeah.
And you particularly know what an MPV, how useful they are, because of the Chrysler you were driving around in was an MPV.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're called multi-purpose vehicles.
Yeah.
And this particular car is particularly a multi-purpose vehicle. It's been co-designed by Citroen and Decathlon.
That's an interesting choice, isn't it? That's a really good idea. Really good idea.
Well, because they're lifestyle people and sports and everything else, so the mix is, quite good.
Very good. Poisy, the 9th of December, 2025. Citroen unveils the ELO or ELO, a concept car that opens a new chapter. Hello, for the brand. Following on, the Madonna was a big
one of our favorite programs.
I never used to enjoy it, but I think I probably would now. Following on from Ollie, presented in 2022, ELO is a laboratory of ideas that explores areas inspiring Citroen's thinking for tomorrow. Bold, clever, creative, and focused on well-being. It perfectly embodies Citroen's values, or Citroën. However, there is this thing to overcome with French-built cars. Is this nonsense as well? I mean, it's not really French-built anymore, is it? I mean, it's a French brand. It's Stellantis owned. Is this thing that people used to say 20, 30 years ago still true?
No, there is no bad cars anymore.
Well said. Yes.
Again, if you're my age, there was things like the RAC and AA going round on motorbikes to repair cars because they were always
to tell people that
because they were always breaking down.
Yeah. Okay.
You always had a flat tire. When did you last have a flat tire?
I know, yeah, not too long ago, but I get your point. I get your point. But I'm from an age where I was able to strip down to the waist instantly, get the spare out of the boot, and impress women within the 50
Exactly.
yards. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. No bad cars anymore. Only if you buy them and new and replace them every 2 years at least. Come on, he's a bit old fashioned in his thinking, but we need to move on. There's Citroen's Hello concept car. I like the look of that.
Yeah.
I would Citroen, if you're watching, I'd be very happy to test that for you with my family, and to be able to swivel the seat around and say, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folk. Welcome aboard this Munson Airways flight to Caldas-Terrena. I can't wait." Right, next one.
Yeah.
Where are we going next? The Peugeot,
the BMW. The BMW, because back again in the late 60s, early 70s,
yeah,
BMW, who were better known for the Azetta three-wheeler and motorbikes,
yeah,
brought out a concept called New Class, NEUE, Class, KLASS.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And it was their new direction. And they brought out what was called the 2002 and 1602. And this is their reference back to resetting themselves, because BMWs of late have been fairly ugly things with bonnet, the grille on the bonnet, terrible. You know, the design was really not liked. It was very Marmite.
Yeah.
So they've reset and come up with, this is the first of the new design. And
it doesn't look like
it's electric.
BMW, does it? It doesn't look like a BMW.
No, it doesn't. It's electric. It's got 400 miles, I think.
Oh, look at that!
And it will charge rather quickly. So
I
it's
do
all
like
new.
the interiors of these cars where things can be stripped down. I was in an Opel the other day.
You see that now.
Yeah.
If you look above the screen, if you go back to that, Ken.
Okay.
You go above the screen, you'll see there's all the driver stuff in a big long tube all the way along. It's not a heads-up display. Yeah, no, it's got all the relevant information in a big long tube that goes all the way along the car. So
I would be calling that the knowledge rim.
That's it. Yeah. There. Yeah,
something like that. Look at that.
Look at
there
that.
It is. Wow,
it's fantastic.
Jenny Private is trying to ring you. Yeah, this is cool.
Not sure about the color, the steering wheel and the shape, but
why?
There you go.
Okay, it's
square, a bit like the old. A bit like the old Allegro.
Why are BMW drivers? Have we got time to go into this? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, go on. Why is that then? Why are BMW drivers so rude, Colin?
I think it's one of those things that internationally we say that, you know, it used to be in the old days a Morris Minor and the nurse, wasn't it? You know, right? Doing her rounds. Yeah, they getting the away. And now what they say about BMW drivers, which obviously, you know, it doesn't apply to the majority of them, but it's like anything, the minority. Yeah. And they just are rude. They will pull out in front of you. They will. Indicators. Yeah. Nobody in Portugal indicates because they know where they're going.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, Mel was also asking, I see plenty of breakdowns on the side of the AA. I think that's a lot of people running out of petrol, isn't it? And driving really knackered vehicles as well. But even the modern ones, because there's so many variables. I think sometimes people get really modern new cars and something goes wrong, which might be the only thing that ever goes wrong with it once, and then it's put right. But yeah, me too. I would agree with you, Mel. Let's move. I can see why you chose this one. This looks like your next purchase. I could see you getting very excited about this. The 2026 Peugeot E208 GTI, everybody.
Yeah. Well, many people who are petrol heads will look back at the Peugeot 205 GTI with fondness, because it was a
280
fabulous car. I mean, it was one of the best hot hatches to buy. And again, Peugeot have lost their way a little bit, and they now started to realize that they have a badge, GTI, that is worth kudos for them. And they're bringing it out in their next electric 208 as the top of the range, so you can charge a bit more for it and make sure it's got some extra power, some decent 0 to 62, and away you go.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's like the proverbial off a shovel, isn't it? For sure.
Yeah,
and I can see
it is
you,
a
I can see
reference
you with a
going
smile
back to
on
the
your
old one.
face. Yeah, I can see you with a smile on your face. They're not taking advantage of building a new car and leaning into the future. This is kind of a bit retro, isn't it?
It is a bit retro, but not
The
as
hot
retro as your next one.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, where are we going now then? What's next?
Twingo.
The Twingo. I don't like that name. It sounds a little bit it's not a manly name for a car, is it? Do you want to ride in my Twingo? You're not going to be, back in the day when you're out pulling birds, Colin, and you said, do you want to jump in my Twingo? Yeah, I mean, come on.
No, it doesn't sound right. It sounds like a chocolate bar, doesn't it?
Yes, or worse. But anyway, I'm scrolling down as the screen suggests I do. It's the Twingo Pro. Okay. So when is this going to be available? It does look great.
Well, this is a UK site, but it is available in Europe now.
Is it? City car with a modern original.
What they've done is the original Twingo, which was very popular in Europe for hire cars, and in Paris you'd see them everywhere. They never imported them to the UK.
Oh, okay.
And they were very cute. They had these big round eyes at the front, and they made this into a retro looking, even to the fact that the speedometer is circular like the original was.
Okay. Renault Design are doing an amazing job, are they not? We've had the Renault 5, which of course we test.
We have. Yeah.
Renault 4 coming out, is out, electric car, and now the Twingo. So they're really, I mean, they've had some good advice. Unlike Jaguar, they've had some great advice, haven't they? Why not trade on your old, well-loved favorites and make new versions?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, the Renault 5 is selling out. I think they sold in 1 month in France, they sold the whole year's production.
Oh la la. Okay, and I love the sunroof. The sunroof is awesome, isn't it? On this, look at that.
It's full length. Yeah,
Blends
full
in.
length. Fantastic. You know, that's a great little city car.
Isn't it great? Twingo prototype is a compact city car with a streamlined and original design. Its rounded lines and modern details strengthen its character, cleverly reinventing the Twingo spirit for a new, uncompromising urban era with armored windows, presumably. Okay. I love the Twingos, says Mel. Great for us little people who just want to zip around town. Love little cars. The Twingo looks like an underpowered roller skate, but a roller skate has bigger wheels. Peter, who said this originally, Tito? Nobody in Portugal indicates, because they know where they are going. True, was you? Is it true story?
That was me.
If I didn't have big dogs and need to get to the farm, I would likely have one like that. That's a problem to be solved, isn't it? The mixed utility, the MPV vehicle. That's, it's a bit like a mullet, isn't it? It's like business at the front, party at the back. We need a car like that, don't we? And I don't know if anyone's made one of those yet. Right.
Well, yes.
Was that it? Is that
the Skoda Superb is the right vehicle for that.
The mullet of the motorways. Okay, fair enough.
It's massive in the back. You can get as many dogs as you like in, and it's an estate car. So
they maybe have aimed at that market. Okay, was that everything, Colin? That was really great. Excellent. An excellent showing there.
We timed it to perfection.
We did, but I'm going to keep you just a minute longer, because I did promise.
That's okay.
Something to do with coffee drinking here in Europe, basically. We rank the Portuguese, I'll say the royal we here, and we are down at, where are we in this list? Can anyone see it yet? Yeah, 22 annual coffee cups per capita. No, I'm guessing this is not how many coffee cups you buy, as in the receptacle, but the ones you drink. And I would have said annual cups of coffee per capita to make it more obvious. And obviously pictured there with the characteristic pastel de nata, 515 cups of coffee. I think I had 4 cups of coffee yesterday. I was saying to Mrs. M. But Luxembourg, nearly 2,000 a year. I mean, that's a terrifying amount of coffee, isn't it? That's going to make everyone very nervous in Luxembourg.
Yeah.
How many cups of coffee do you have a day?
0.
Really? Okay. And
only when I'm out.
But you have
only when I'm out to have
27 cups of tea.
Well, I've cut that down as well.
Have you? Right,
as I've cut chocolate out, and
really,
I'm trying to be more
becoming
sensible.
a monk. What have you converted to Catholicism and become a monk in Portugal?
When you're constantly working, doing jobs, you forget about going to put the kettle on. It's only when you've got time.
Right. Okay. I don't.
So
I punctuate my day around the kettle. I quit coffee more than a year ago and only drink tea now as well. What's going on? The world as we know it is falling apart. We were riding bikes in Slovakia with a young local when we were strafed so badly by a BMW that our pal started to apologize for his country. Well, we stopped him. BMWs are BMWs everywhere. Oh dear. Mel, give a pre-1990 Mini anyway. Feels so, or any day maybe, feels so fast. You're so close to the ground. Yeah, do you remember those? But those Twingos are smart.
Yeah.
I remember that. My mate had a Martin when we were growing up. He had a mustard-coloured British Leyland Mini, and we would get 5 or 6 of us in that, driving around the West End of London. And you were very close to the road, weren't you? If you looked out the window, you were terrifyingly close. You'd look up at a taxi next to you, thinking, no one can see us here. No more palpitations for me without the coffee. How do you get your palpitations now, T-Duck? I wonder. Right. You don't have to answer that. Colin, that was superb. Have a great time skiing. I think you're gonna call in possibly with the coach
on the Wednesday. Yes, we'll come and say hello. What
you might do if it's too inclement is both get into bed together like Morecambe and Wise and phone into the show double bed with your pajamas on. Nobody will think anything is wrong with that because we used to do it.
No, apparently he snores, and he's never been with this group before, and I've put him with a very nice lad who ex-Shell, who's probably doesn't snore.
Okay. Oh, I think you've really enjoyed pairing the coach who snores with another lad who's going to find out about the coach snoring. Okay. Have fun on this is the reality, isn't it, of going away on a skiing trip, the snorer. Coach, there are my new podcast with Dr. John Briffa, we talked about mouth taping. It's not too late to buy a roll of gaffer tape. You can sew a tennis ball into the back of your pajamas. Colin will do that for you. He's pretty handy with a needle and thread, I hear. And you can put some gaffer tape over your mouth. Can you imagine the fun when you walk out of your room in the morning with your mouth gaffer taped up and a tennis ball sewn into the back of your pajamas? People will wonder what you've been up to in there overnight, and Colin will just have a big smile on his face. Excellent job, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. Take care and bye for now. Cheers, Colin.
In Portugal, there's a YouTube